Beverly Hills, California, like a true American success story, it failed a bunch of times before it became the success that it is today. I mean, at one point they struggled to sell lots for $1,000. That's insane. So yes, let's talk Beverly Hills real estate. Let's talk a little bit of history, who lives here, why the heck are people moving here, and at the end we'll take a tour of the different neighborhoods in Beverly Hills, including the most expensive, all of this and a bunch of other fun stuff coming up. And let's start with a little bit of Beverly Hills history. Around the 1820s, it was the ranch of an old Mexican lady, and then she was attacked by Indians, which kind of makes sense because they were there first, but anyway, she got scared and sold the ranch for about $4,000. Then in the 1880s, they tried to build a residential community with a North African theme called Morocco. A recession came and, well, then they failed. Then they tried to find oil, and as you can guess, well, they failed again, but they did find enough water to start a town. A community was planned and the first houses were built around 1907, with some of the first model homes being located on Cannon Drive in the flats of Beverly Hills. Now, empty lots were offered for like $1,000, the equivalent of like $30,000 today. But even then, at these ridiculously low prices, no one really wanted to buy. So then they're like, well, let's build something to get the people going. So in 1912, they built the Beverly Hills Hotel, and that kind of helped, but it wasn't until the 1920s when Hollywood celebrity Mary Pickford moved into the neighborhood that rich people were like, okay, this sounds like a pretty cool place to live. I'm in. Now, fast forward to today, and that $1,000 lot is now worth like $7 million minimum. Holy moly, Beverly Hills has come a long way. So who lives in Beverly Hills? Well, if you thought it was a bunch of rich people, celebrities, and like top level entrepreneurs, then yeah, you're pretty much right. Some past and current residents of Beverly Hills include Frank Sinatra, Charlie Chaplin, John Legend, and well, just a bunch of other famous people. And this is kind of part of the price tag of Beverly Hills, association to prior residents and the history they've created. It's kind of similar to how a piece of art can be worth so much more based on its history, ownership, or what they call in the art world provenance. So yeah, in a way, buying a house in Beverly Hills is kind of like buying art, which partly explains why some of the most expensive houses in Beverly Hills are not the primary residence of the owners. So why are people moving to Beverly Hills? One, honestly, yes, it's about being able to say, I have a house in Beverly Hills. Two, also, if you're looking for a larger lot and a house with like over 7,000 square feet, you're just not gonna find a lot of options in other neighborhoods like in Santa Monica. Beverly Hills offers more land and more house. Three, if you're into hills and views but don't want to be too disconnected from the real world, Beverly Hills is a good option. Also, unlike other comparable neighborhoods like Brentwood and Bel Air, Beverly Hills just has more shopping, restaurants, and hangout spots. You also have the convenience of being right next door to the real nightlife of Los Angeles, Hollywood, and West Hollywood, but without actually having to sleep there. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. But more importantly, if you like this video, make sure to hit like or subscribe. But now for the fun stuff, let's talk real estate. The median price for a single family home in Beverly Hills is about $7.7 million. By far the most expensive neighborhood in Los Angeles. And if we do the list as of December 2022, number 1, Beverly Hills, number 2, Malibu at $4.5 million, number 3, Pacific Palisades at $4.4, number 4, Bel Air at $4.3, and number 5, Brentwood at $4 million. Now let's clarify, because you may be like, whoa, how the heck is Bel Air in 4th place? Well, this is based on median price, which means Beverly Hills just has a higher concentration of expensive houses. Bel Air has very expensive houses, some of the most expensive in the world, but it also has a lot of not so expensive houses. An interesting fact, one of the most expensive houses sold in Beverly Hills was the Warner estate, sold to Jeff Bezos for $165 million, which at first thought is like, dude, you got ripped off. But that's until we noticed that the lot size is about 9.5 acres, which is the equivalent of like 100 typical single family lots in Venice Beach. Now, an empty lot in Venice can easily go for like 1.65 million. Now, multiplied by like 100 of them, and yeah, $165 million for the Warner estate makes sense. Now, two of the big driving factors in price are one, usable land, and two, views. And the more land and the more views you have, the more expensive the property will typically be. That's why the Knoll estate has got to be the most expensive house in Beverly Hills. I mean, check this out. These are mansions. Mansion, 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 and then holy moly, mother of God, this is a monstrosity of a house. Not only does it sit like on over 10 acres of prime Beverly Hills land, but it's also on a hill with some of the best views in Beverly Hills. This house is easily worth like over $200 million, and if they put it on the market today and it sold, it would be the most expensive single family house sale in the country. But anyway, in the past 10 years, the median price in Beverly Hills has gone up by about 100%, which is not bad, but it's also, well, not great. During the same period, neighborhoods like Westchester and Culver City have gone up by about 150%. So yes, less expensive neighborhoods tend to appreciate more in value than more expensive neighborhoods. And two, the reality is you're not buying in Beverly Hills to get rich, you're buying in Beverly Hills because you are rich. You're buying lifestyle, luxury, and you're investing to preserve wealth. Now, the median price for a condo is about $1.6 million, which is about 45% more expensive than the general price on the west side of Los Angeles. But now for the really fun stuff, the different pockets or neighborhoods in Beverly Hills. Now, there's a bunch of different pockets, but for this video, we're only going to cover three. One, the most expensive, two, my favorite, and three, the best bang for your buck. But before we do that, let's check out some popular hangout spots. One, we got the Golden Triangle, where you have the infamous Rodale Drive. And an interesting fact, prior to like the 1980s, Rodale Drive was just like a regular shopping district where you could buy books and wedding dresses and tools, and now it's one of the most expensive retail locations in the world. And to the south, for a more local feel, you have Beverly Drive with coffee shops, more affordable boutique shops, and well, just a bunch of other fun stuff. Also worth mentioning is the Greystone Mansion, one of the most significant mansions in Beverly Hills, which has come out like in a bunch of movies. Now, it's owned by the city of Beverly Hills and open to the public, so if you get a chance, check it out. And before we get into the neighborhoods, let's clarify. Beverly Hills, unlike Bel Air, Brentwood, and Pacific Palisades, is a city in itself with its own separate government, separate from the city of Los Angeles. And when we say Beverly Hills in this video, we're not including Beverly Hills Post Office, which is the area up in the hills that has the Beverly Hills address, but actually belongs to the city of Los Angeles. And now for the most expensive neighborhood in Beverly Hills Gateway, or the original hills of Beverly Hills, which makes up the northernmost part of Beverly Hills. Now, the Gateway is where you're going to find some of the most expensive houses in Beverly Hills, including Jeff Bezos' house, the Knoll estate, the Greystone Mansion, and well, just a bunch of other historically significant mansions. This is where you come if you're looking for some of the biggest lots in Beverly Hills so you can fit your big house, enjoy privacy away from regular people, but also still convenient to them just in case, you want to see them once in a while. A typical lot size here is around 25,000 square feet. That's like the equivalent of like 6 typical Venice Beach lots. Now, the typical house size here is around 7,000 square feet, but can go as high as 50,000 square feet. That's like the equivalent of like 30 regular sized houses. Now, unlike other comparable areas like Bel Air and Brentwood, many of the streets here actually do have sidewalks, so you can walk your dog and not have to play chicken with Porsches and Lamborghinis. Now, the median price for a house here is about $14 million, with a low of about $4 million and a high of about $165 million. And now for one of my favorite parts of Beverly Hills, the flats. And as the name intuitively implies, it's located, well, in the flats of Beverly Hills between Sunset and Santa Monica Boulevard. And a general rule of thumb in the flats, actually, well, in Beverly Hills in general, is that the further north you go, the more expensive things get. Now, one reason is that the further north you go, the bigger the lots get. Now, you're typically moving to the flats if you want the feel of like a quiet suburban neighborhood with like sidewalks and like a regular driveway. Like you almost want to feel like a normal middle-class person, but you're not because you're rich. So instead, you get the platinum-plated version of the suburbs. And well, that's pretty much the flats of Beverly Hills. Now, lot sizes here range from like 10,000 square feet on the low end to over an acre on the high end. So yes, land is another reason why you would consider the flats of Beverly Hills over other comparable areas like north of Montana and Santa Monica or Huntington Palisades in Pacific Palisades. Now, one of my favorite streets here, mostly because it's so lush and tree-lined, is Alpine Drive. The median price in the flats is about $9.7 million with a low of about $5 million and a high of about $30 million, making this the third most expensive area in Beverly Hills after Truesdale Estates. And now for the area in Beverly Hills with the best bang for your buck, South West Beverly Hills. And as the name intuitively implies, it's located, well, on the southwest side of Beverly Hills, west of Beverly Drive. And while this area is not as expensive as some of the northern parts of Beverly Hills, it is the most expensive neighborhood south of Wilshire Boulevard. And honestly, if you're like me and you prefer to like walk or bike to get to stuff, this is the best location in Beverly Hills. I mean, you're surrounded by the best of Beverly Hills shopping, restaurants, and coffee shops. You got the poshy Golden Triangle to the north and the more relaxed local Beverly Drive to the east. And worth mentioning, prices west of Beverly Drive are about 30% more expensive than if you go east of Beverly Drive. So yes, streets and boundaries matter a lot when you're buying a house. This area is also recognized for its high concentration of Spanish colonial revival architecture. So many of these houses are actually protected. So before you buy here with like plans of knocking that old house down to build this modern glass castle, check in with the city. The median price for a house here is about $4.2 million with a low of about 3.2 and a high of about $6.5 million. So in summary, if you're into luxury or you just want like a big house on a big lot near the conveniences of Los Angeles, you may be into Beverly Hills. If you want to be in the most expensive area of Beverly Hills with the biggest lots and the biggest houses, check out Beverly Hills Gateway. And if you want to live more like a normal person with like sidewalks and like a regular driveway, but the ultra rich version of that, you got the flats of Beverly Hills. And if you're more into walkability and convenience, but also in a rich way, check out South West Beverly Hills. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. But more importantly, if you like this video, make sure to hit like or subscribe.